an invocation by Reverend Mary Cooper. Reverend Cooper, would you like us to sit or stand? Or
Let's remain standing.
Oh, that would be wonderful. You can pull that right down there.
Okay, let's bow our heads in prayer. Father God, we thank you for the privilege and the honor of coming to a place where we can meet and deliberate, give our dreams, our visions, and that we can talk and share with one another, oh God. We thank you so much this night, oh God, for holding the storm and allowing these young citizens to come to see how the government works. We ask the blessing upon their supporters and their supervisors and their parents. We ask that you will give wisdom and understanding to our town councilmen, oh God. We ask, oh God, that those who are bringing their petitions, oh God, will share their dreams to make this a better place. And Lord, we just want to ask, oh God, that you make it so that we can enjoy the peace and the prosperity as it is in heaven, as it also shall be on earth. And we thank you for this moment. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Reverend Cooper, that was wonderful. She's from the House of Praise. You're right on Roanoke Avenue still, right, Reverend Cooper? Yep. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to do a proclamation to the Riverhead Ambulance Corps. And Joe, now you said it the wrong way, Bob. You're going to make me, is it Sokolsky? There you go. He tried to tell me not to say it a certain way, and that's what was going to come out. He should have told me that. I wouldn't have. Joe, come on up. I'm going to read this briefly. This is a proclamation in appreciation of the Riverhead Ambulance, whereas it's both fitting and proper for the town board and the residents of Riverhead to recognize individuals that have provided service to this community above and beyond the standard, whereas emergency medical service is a vital public service, whereas the Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Corps was founded in 1978. John, were you there?
Yes. No,
Figures
my
that.
wife was.
Figures that. And it was a group of 15 citizens, probably Marie Dunleavy being one of them. Now it stands as an organization with nearly 100 members, and it is the only volunteer ambulance corps that is, it's a department of the municipality of New York State, is the only volunteer ambulance corps that is a department of a municipality in New York State. That's interesting. The members of the ambulance corps are ready to provide life-saving care 24 hours a day. You guys serve on the front lines. You have access to emergency care that dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those with sudden illnesses and injuries. Whereas the members of the emergency medical service teams, whether they're career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training. Let it be known that the town of Riverhead wishes to thank the Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Corps for their tireless, exceptional service, and ask the town board and the residents of the town of Riverhead to join together in memory of all those fallen Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Corps heroes. And be it therefore resolved that I and the town board of the town of Riverhead hereby declare that this is Riverhead Town, today be known as Riverhead Town Volunteer Ambulance Corps Day. Joe, we want to give that to you. We appreciate that. This is Mrs. Joe?
No, this is one of our members. Actually, the rest of our members
Don't tell his wife.
We're on the way here, and they have a call right now.
Okay, so I want, guys, you see how I don't want to say you guys volunteer, because you're not necessarily volunteering being Weeblos, but you get involved in an activity, you get involved in getting merit badges, you get involved in doing things to help the community. You know what I know some of you will be? You will be Riverhead Fire Department or Volunteer Ambulance Corps workers or Wading River Fire Department or Jamesport Fire Department, because it's the folks like you that make the people like them when they grow up. So Joe, take a look at them. Some of them are going to be
like
in your ranks.
I was one of them.
So thank you guys. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, there is, you'll notice Councilman Gabrielson is not here. Due to the inclement weather, Councilman Gabrielson actually has a farm upstate, and he was moving piglets down here, and he was not able to continue the journey to get home because of the heavy winds and rain that they're experiencing upstate. So he's holed up someplace and couldn't make the board meeting. So we hope for his safe return tomorrow. Okay, so Cub Scout Pack 404, Weeblos. Which two are you going to tell us why you're here today? Okay, well, you come up first, and you come up second. There's a microphone right there on the table.
Right here.
Stand and face the camera. Tell us why you're here, what you're doing. Start with your name.
We're here today to ask the town supervisor questions about his job.
Okay.
Introduce yourself, your name.
I'm Skip Weaver,
Where are you from, Skip?
Wading River.
Nice.
Hey.
All right, who else wants to say something? All right, go ahead, come on up. Wait.
I am Sean, and we are here to ask interesting questions and find out what the town supervisor does.
Yes.
I wish I knew.
To the point.
Does anybody else want to speak?
I want the answer.
All right, if you guys have questions, because it's difficult for the audience to hear, you just raise your hand, and if it's appropriate time, we'll recognize you and we'll let you speak with that microphone right there. We can you'll pass it up there if there's something that needs to be said. We're going to we have two very riveting public hearings today. I mean, you guys are going to be on the edge of your seat. It's probably one of the John Dunleavy ones. Let's see.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
No,
yeah. That's not you.
Don't start for another few minutes, though.
7. Oh, it doesn't start for a few minutes. Oh, well, we didn't do John. I'm sorry, I cut ahead of you. Can we get a motion for the town board minutes?
Yes, I want to make a motion that we approve the town board minutes of September 5th, 2012. So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
Okay, correspondence.
Okay, under correspondence, a letter from Tara Ragona regarding the Wading River Corridor Study. A letter from Jen Hartnagel, Group for the East End, regarding the Wading River Corridor Study. Frederick Terry, letter regarding a right-of-way that was obstructed due to a special event that took place on September 8th at the 4-H property on Sound Avenue. Anthony Strollo Jr., letter regarding public hearing of September 5th regarding special permit petition of Ottoman Enterprises. And there were 3 letters regarding the September 5th public hearing regarding the special permit petition of Rosa's Cafe. One from Philip Kenter, one from Dennis Kenter, and one from Karen Hogue.
Okay, applications.
Under applications, pending town board approval, Riverhead MTAS, a dog costume parade at Isaac Dog Park at EPCAL on October 6th. Event Power, a triathlon through Main Street and the riverfront parking area on June 29th and June 30th of 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had such a good time this last year,
Yeah,
and they're
they
doing it a
couldn't
year
wait
in
to-
advance.
yeah. And another one for 2013, competitive events, another triathlon at the Scout Reservation in Wading River.
All right,
That's,
go ahead.
Yeah,
Don't go
so-
to reports yet, though.
okay, that's for August 17th and 18th, also 2013.
Okay, so we want to make since the triathlon wants to come for June 29th and 30th, because the tides are the right way for the event, there is talk that the Vale Levitt wants to hold the Blues Festival on the north side of the road. So I thought, and I think Chief Hagermiller, I don't know if he's there to defend himself, he may not be completely on board with it yet, but hold them both at the same time and really rock downtown. And that way,
Well,
the
the
Vale Levitt's
triathlon-
going to have thousands of people
Well, the
at
triathlon's a
captive.
Sunday morning, is that correct?
Yeah, so we'll have to.
And the
We'll
Blues
have,
Festival's not till the afternoon, so that would occur,
yeah, we'll have to adjust the times to make it work. So I think
Yeah.
that's we're going to rock that triathlon. So I
like
think the Vale Levitt's going to do it, but
Yeah.
we haven't seen that application. Okay, go ahead, Diane.
Okay, under reports, Police Department submitted their monthly report for August 2012. Building Department submitted their monthly report for August 2012, and that was $148,677.72. And under budgets, the IDA submitted their 2013 budget. And that's it.
Any other committee reports?
It was.
Okay. No?
Other than that, all the historic district signs are now placed throughout downtown, so you'll notice that Riverhead downtown area is on the National Register of Historical Significance. So you'll notice that by the signs that are set up on the boundaries of the historic district.
Okay, good. The Wading River 4 resolutions for Wading River are going to be tabled today, so Wading River people that are out there talking about it, or people out there that want to talk about it, they're going to be tabled, and we're going to discuss them. I don't know if it's Jill, this Thursday or next Thursday. I don't know what the calendar looks like for this Thursday. Okay, this Thursday. So 2 days from now, so we'll discuss it one last time, I think, and then try to move forward with that. So, you know, guys, on October 6th, they're going to have a dog costume parade. You ever heard of that? No. Does anybody ever dress up their dog? Well, you're going to get an opportunity if you come to the Riverhead MTS costume parade at the Isaac Dog Park at EPCAL. So dress up your dog.
Or
No
dress
cats.
up like a dog.
Oh, yeah, you can dress
And
up
put
like
a costume
dog.
on.
And it's for charity. All right, now we are going to be prepared to be riveted. This public hearing is going to set you back on your heels. This is a consideration of a local law amending Chapter 26 entitled Officers and Employees of the Riverhead Town Code. Exciting? 7:10 having arrived, we're going to open that public hearing that I've just stated. And this is a public hearing. We have a new town planning and building department administrator, and the town wants to give him certain powers of zoning in the town. And this public hearing basically is for the public to get input about these new powers being given to this zoning town building and planning administrator. And that's it in a nutshell. Does anybody wish to be heard on the matter? Not seeing anybody. Guess it wasn't as riveting as I thought, huh, guys? It's kind of a letdown. What is today? Is the 18th. We'll leave it open to September 28th for public comment, written comment. We're going to close the public comment portion of the meeting and leave it open for written comment until September 28th in the town clerk's office. Okay. 7:15. Okay, 7:15. Almost having arrived. This is a consideration of a local law amending Chapter 108 entitled Zoning of the Riverhead Town Code, Supplementary Use Regulations, and I can't...
This is another riveting
Yeah, this is a good one, huh?
hearing.
Oh, wait, I'm looking for a clock that says 7:15.
You know what? Back to the, I guess we're leaving this open for written comment, but shouldn't this be also for, so he can determine the compliance of signs and things like that? Building department matters?
Well, it's both.
It's not in there.
We
Because it's not in there.
zoning
thought-
code, site
I-
plans, but the zoning code, the signs, what section?
I thought we were going to redo this whole section about these signs.
No, we're not.
We're only extending it 6 months. I mean, I thought we had discussion that,
The sign has nothing to do with it.
it does, because we're extending from 6 months to 1 year.
No, Jody asked a question on the previous public hearing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Submit your written comment. 'Cause
Okay,
believe
I
me,
will.
The previous public hearing is closed, but I see there is a problem in here because, Bob, if you look, it says the director of planning shall not have the
Oh,
authority
you're going
granted.
back.
So it's really the
He's going back into
the
this one.
director of planning. It's not right. Read
No.
that.
You had it wrong.
I had it wrong.
I think that's a de minimis change to it.
Well, there was a change to 2617, which is the
building department administration, and
Right.
2620, which is the
Planning director.
division that deals with planning.
Oh, okay, right.
So,
I see. Yep, yep,
so
yep, right.
there were two inclusions made, one for building department duties and one for planning.
Got it. Yep, I
So
understand. All right.
I think it did.
No,
address
you're right.
these, but
Okay,
we
I
can-
apologize,
we can review
what
it
ahead.
further.
You're right. You got to submit your written comments.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it should say
You
that he
passed
can.
the,
I closed it.
oral
Because it
comment,
should
so
say that
you
he can
closed.
make determinations.
I thought you were on the
We can
the
just
next
change it again if we will.
public
adopt this,
hearing.
and we can do it again if we have to.
Okay.
All right, so now we're at 7:15. It's a little banter. Okay, we're
That was
Okay,
exciting
now
though,
we're on
right?
this one. I
Wait,
have a
wait,
question.
Wait, I got to open it first.
Okay.
I just read it. So 7:15 having arrived, we're going to open the public hearing for a consideration of the local law amending Chapter 108 entitled Zoning of the Riverhead Town Code, Supplementary Use Regulations, and
I thought we were going to revamp this whole session.
Well, this we need to do before the end of October of 2012.
right, just so the non-conforming signs don't all of a sudden
Okay.
turn into illegal signs.
Illegal signs, yeah.
Right.
So that's what this does. Our ordinance was a little, what I would call a little anti-business, and it had non-conforming signs. These are signs, guys, that were put up maybe on some of the old businesses, maybe 20, 30, even 5 or 10 years ago, and you'd have to get rid of them by October 18th, 2000, or 7 years, right, by October
18.
18th, 2012, and we didn't want to put the extra burden on the businesses to have to get new signs. So we left them to be allowed to be non-conforming signs unless they were discontinued for a period of 1 year or more. Now this mirrors the rest of the town code, so now you know everything about it.
That's right.
Does anybody else wish to be heard on it?
Hello, Dominique. Ooh, it's floppy.
Move the arm up. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Dominique Mendez, Riverhead Neighborhood Preservation Coalition, Wading River. So, you were just talking about the sign code, and the purpose of the sign code, by the way, kids, is this is going to be complicated for them. Perpetuate the open character and rural appearance of the town, promote good community planning and a positive aesthetic environment, protect property values, recognize the economic importance and attractiveness of properly sited and well-designed signs, preserve the historic character and architectural heritage of the town. The intent is to coordinate the type, placement, and scale of signs within the various zoning use districts, to recognize the commercial communication requirements of all sectors of the business community, reduce distraction and obstructions which may cause motorist confusion, impair visibility, and lead to accidents. Reduce hazards that may be caused by signs overhanging, projecting into, or otherwise obstructing public rights of way, and avoid detracting from the legitimate identification of businesses, street names, or street numbers. It's probably no surprise with that sort of intent and that sort of purpose that the RMPC believes a code with this intent and purpose has value, because we believe in protecting the character and appearance of our town, as well as the safety of residents. I would hope this town board does too, and I must assume, of course, that you do. We don't want our roads clogged with signs like so many stretches of road to the west, and we can't rely on businesses to self-regulate, for it's clear from looking west that many will think it's in their best interest to put up numerous, bigger, and bolder signs close to the streets to attract customers. I think we all know that's, what they'll do. That's what businesses do. So that's why having a sign code is important. The section of the code you're considering removing reads, all signs must comply with the provisions of this chapter within 7 years from October 18th, 2005. It was written 7 years ago. Businesses who have non-conforming signs, whether they are the old signs that predated this legislation adopted in 2005, or signs put up after the law was passed in violation of the code, were given a full 7 years to comply with the chapter. I know that you also had a sign code employee, I think you worked for the building department, who tagged all the non-conforming signs and made the business owners aware of this 7-year deadline. So it's not like it should be a surprise to anyone. It's not like the town isn't already prepared to enforce the code. And you've already invested significant staff time to be ready to enforce the code. 7 years, to me, seems like plenty of time to erect a sign that complies. especially as they had so much notice. I know this board is highly sensitive to imposing anything that anyone might try to position as a burden to businesses, in the interest of being business-friendly and all, as you mentioned. But the modest expenses some businesses may incur are not the only factor to consider. I ask you to consider the safety and aesthetic reasons for which the code was originally adopted. After all, it's not solely the interests of business owners that you're charged to represent, it's also the interests of the people who have chosen to live in this town. Whether or not you omit the 7-year deadline, I suggest you amend Section E1, which reads, and this is in the current code, any sign legally existing on the date of adoption of this chapter of the town code may be continued, although such sign may not thereafter conform to the regulations of the district in which it is located. I think you should add to that, until it needs to be altered or replaced for any reason, at which time the new or altered sign must conform to all the provisions, including the design, size, and location provisions of this code, or something to that effect. Not exactly that. Then, if you decide to remove this looming deadline, at least the public can expect that in time, when these signs get old, because they have a lifespan, that they will be replaced by signs that conform to the code. As far as the change to allow a non-conforming sign to be reestablished where a non-conforming use has been discontinued for a period of a year instead of 6 months, I agree that probably makes sense. After all, non-conforming uses can lapse for up to a full year before that use is no longer legal. But that should only apply if they want to keep the existing sign that had remained up. If a business wants to put up a new sign, then it should be made to conform, just as if they were continuously operating a business and replacing a sign. Finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to suggest that the sign code should be enforced more than it seems to be, as evidenced by more and more off-premises, real estate, duplicate and overall excessive signs which seem to be popping up around town. The law is on the books, and I ask you to enforce it more regularly and write tickets when businesses don't comply to help pay for the staff time. Some of you may not mind it if businesses have numerous signs all over the place around their property and also around town, but I don't think that necessarily reflects how residents feel. And laws should not be based on what one or two of you may like or personally dislike. They're based on what's best for the town in the long run. I'm confident that most people who choose to live in the relative country, this is relative country for Long Island, if they knew about it, would support restrictions on signs. It's very safe to say that most of us don't want to be assaulted by obnoxious signs, each trying to outdo each other when we're driving down the road. So please reconsider and retain the impending deadline for compliance to the sign code. After all, they've had 7 years. And consider making it even more clear that non-conforming signs cannot be replaced with anything but a conforming sign.
Doesn't number 4 address that somewhat, though, except maybe we can add some verbiage into number 4,
We'll look at number 4.
E4? Maybe we can add in there that, or deteriorating maintenance or something. We can add something.
Yeah, that's how I had originally proposed it, but I agree with you. I think that if a new business is coming in and they're changing the sign, that they should move the sign into a conforming location and the sign should conform to the code. But there wasn't consensus on the board for that. I agree with you there.
Right.
But I don't agree with you with the 7-year deadline, because you can't ask an existing business to go and change their sign after 7 years. Everybody in the town, if your sign is pre-existing non-conforming, it's pre-existing. All the signs that are coming in now have to meet the current code and the current guidelines, and they come before the Architectural Review Board. And the Architectural Review Board advises them that come October 18, 2013, the sign ordinance is changing and they have to come into conformance. So most of those new signs for the last 7 years have been put in the proper locations. So, and meeting the new code. But as far as a sign that's been there for 10 years or even 8 years, you shouldn't be, as a business owner, expected to take the sign down and put a new one up.
Well, the reason it was is
It's
for safety,
unrealistic.
safety and aesthetic reasons. That's why they were given a full 7 years. And we're talking about signs, not buildings. So the expense isn't, astronomical. I mean, I guess some signs could be more expensive, but most of them aren't astronomical. And it's not as if you're asking them to do it arbitrarily. You gave them 7 years, and it is for a reason. For aesthetic, for safety reasons, so it really isn't arbitrary. And I think, yes, you consider that, but you also consider the benefit to the public. And again, they've had 7 years and they were notified. But if you chose not to do it, at least when the signs come down and be changed, or act of God, anything, certainly even an old business should be made to conform. And we're talking about 7 years ago. So, I mean, most of the businesses were around for 7 years. That would mean most of the signs would be able to stay non-conforming. And so, that's not what was intended. It was intended that the look of this town would actually improve at this point, and that's what you'd be kind of undoing. And it would just take a hell of a lot longer to get there. I mean, for as long as it took for those signs to start, to fall down.
But you know what?
word.
Heck of a lot.
But you know what, Dominique? You also have to take into consideration that the zoning code allowed buildings to be much closer up to the road frontages. So if those signs had to come into conformance today, the sign would be 20 feet past the building in the side yard or in the rear yard.
No, those signs would get
it's
variances.
impractical.
Those signs would get variances.
Yeah,
There would be times where there would certainly be
but-
variances.
But the town would be inundated with variance applications. The sign, we don't have a sign inspector, so we've asked the building department, the supervisor has asked the building department to step up and take a look at these signs that are existing. And the chief of police and our officers, if there's a matter of life, health, safety, welfare, they're going to go and they're going to the supervisor's going to write a letter to the people saying, hey, someone could get killed because your sign is blocking the view. And I'm sure that those people would cooperate and move
That's
the
right,
sign.
yes.
So it's, I don't know. I agree with some things you said, other things I don't. And we bantered back and forth on this as the Code Revision Committee. And, it's, I think that the drop dead date, change your sign, everybody on October 18th, 2012 is unrealistic.
And you got to realize too, with the economic times you're in, these businesses
Right.
are not making the money they made back 7 years ago. I mean, things have dropped off. Businesses are doing 50% of the business, or even 30% of the business they did 7 years ago. So we have to help these businesses, and these signs can cost a lot of money.
Yes.
If like a shopping center, if one store leaves and they put a new store in, they'll have to change the whole sign to conform with this code. So we have to, we
that they
have
should
to
do.
put our foot forward and say, we're going to help you people over this economic times, and
You're not just
so that's
hoping
what we're trying to do. And like I said, this whole section has to be redefined and looked at. And that's why we're extended for 6 months, so it gives us the time to look at it and say, what are we going to do with it?
Do you guys want to address that?
I would argue one last thing, too. I think this code perpetuates pre-existing non-conforming signs falling apart, and there's a reason for that. Pre-existing non-conforming businesses, if you using your logic, you have a pre-existing non-conforming sign. If the sign starts to fall into a state of disrepair, if you wanted to replace it looking exactly like it did, you couldn't do it. You'd have to go through the expense of getting a brand new sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You'd have
if
to
you
get a brand new
don't
sign
have the
anyway.
money to do that, or you don't want to spend the money, the people are going, you look at me strange, but
Yeah.
businesses, they have to earn the money before it's spent. Just because we put an arbitrary figure on something, I don't say arbitrary, but just because we say they could pay for this sign doesn't mean they have the money. And so back to my original point is that the sign, as it falls apart, if somebody just wanted to repaint the same exact sign, by your logic, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. You'd have to go to the expense of going to potentially the Zoning Board of Appeals, which the application for commercial is either $400 or $500 plus a survey. You could be a new $5,000 sign that's very small. That's a huge expense. So why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't we want people to take their non-conforming sign and be able to refurbish it so it looks exactly like it did before? I think that makes a lot more
Because
sense.
why would you want to continue the non-conforming sign? The sign code was written for a reason, for aesthetic and safety reasons. And what you're saying is all businesses that were there 7 years, which is most of the businesses have been here for for at least that period of time. It's not like most of the businesses in Riverhead Town and Hamlets are newer than 7 years.
Half the signs on Route 58 were probably put in before 2005, probably would have to be replaced. So you're saying to me that we should go out because all of these signs, I don't know, Pier 1, the Home Depot Shopping Center, those were all probably obtained before 2005. So if Pier 1 goes out of business and Home Depot's got, or not, that shopping center has one style of sign that's not in conformance, this sign code would require that entire shopping center to get new signs. That's a waste of money. So
No.
I disagree with you is my point.
I mean, sometimes you gotta be, working with businesses to keep businesses here to employ people. And if we start putting these regulations in that cost the businesses money, they're not gonna sustain themselves, and they're gonna go out of business, and we're gonna lose more people working.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not asking anyone to put additional regulations. This is something so everyone understands it's already in the code that previous town board decided was a good idea. So I'm not asking for
Right.
new
And this
burdens
town
to be
board
put
is-
on anyone.
This town board is weighing whether they had the right judgment or not.
I understand that, and that's what I wanted to weigh in on, and also give you some other suggestions in addition if you
I
if you
just
didn't
enjoy
get
the banter back and forth.
Thank you,
But I think you're
Dominique.
right.
That's why I
Thank
do
you.
it, Sean.
You made my evening. Thank you, Don.
I'm happy to do so. I'm sure I'll make your evening in another 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Sid Bale. Sid Bale's from Wading River, even though that young man's from Calverton.
Wading Hollow.
Wading River Civic Association, how are you?
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Good evening. Sid Bale, President of Wading River Civic Association. In a previous life, I was a teacher for 32 years in the Middle Country School District, Center Reach, Selden, Lake Grove. Great community, great people, great students. There's one of the students up there. One of my other students.
What did you teach?
Social studies. One of my students is running for town supervisor in Brookhaven, Brian Biedenbender.
Really?
Okay,
What
yeah.
years what high school did you teach in?
Both Center Reach and Newfield.
What years were you in Newfield?
82 to 98.
Yeah, I went to Newfield at the time you were there.
That's right.
That doesn't make you a bad guy, though.
No.
I'm trying to
I don't
think.
think.
I didn't have you. I don't remember where.
It is a public hearing, one of the things about the community that I worked in that wasn't so nice was the appearance of Route 25, where you had sign after sign after sign. It was a tower of Babel, all right? And it's something that even today hasn't improved that much. That's why 7 years ago, when the town board, the then town board, adopted the new sign code, we were extremely supportive. I agree more, obviously, with what Dominique said than what the supervisor espoused. But the point that I want to make is I don't see this as anti-business. I see this as pro-community, presenting the best face for the hamlets and downtown Riverhead and maybe any future businesses that go in at EPCAL. So to simplify things, the intent is not to hurt businesses. And maybe this thing can be massaged and improved over what it is right now. Okay.
Well, that's what I said. It has to be looked at and massage it a little bit so we can. I drive 58 all the time, and I really look at all these signs, and I think they're proper. They don't overwhelm me with these signs. So that's my own thinking.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm going to look them up in my yearbook now.
That's it, see?
Good evening, Steve Romano, Riverhead.
Steve, how you doing?
Okay, I support the supervisor's position when it comes to signs. Actually, I would go further. This is more nanny state, and it is although the intentions are good, it is an expense for businesses, and we have to use some common sense. And my question would be, with all the other things that are on the plate of the town, this seems to be almost frivolous in my opinion. Where does one complain if one were to complain about a sign? Because I agree with Mr. Dunleavy. I've driven through the town of Riverhead, and I haven't seen anything that, at least aesthetically to me, is obnoxious or there's a safety hazard. But I guess the question would be, is if you're working on this, or when the town board did, was there numerous complaints? And if so, how many complaints did we get about signs?
It wasn't numerous because I was in the town attorney's office at the time. It was a particular council member and a particular person in the building department that signs were kind of a pet peeve, and they spent, I'm going to say, hundreds of hours working on this sign code. I think they went to public hearing 2 or 3 times before they adopted this code. So, I did code enforcement for the town. It wasn't a huge issue.
So on an annual basis, we don't keep a record of how many complaints we get?
The building department would have that in code enforcement.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea? Because, it sounds like...
I don't
right
think
now.
we get many.
No, I don't. I can't speak for them.
You know what? There are good things about the sign ordinance, and there are bad things about the sign ordinance. And there are some good things. There are some valid points. There are banners that are left. That the sign ordinance says that you can have, which I think we should change as long as they're kept in good condition. But once they start getting tethered, it really doesn't look nice. So there's got to be a balance. And it's moving forward because you can't punish the people that have already been here and based their business and put their signs up, and people recognize their signs when they drive by and ask them to just, October 18th, 2012, put up a new sign.
No, I agree. Like I said, I would go further and say, if we're not getting inundated with complaints, it's something, why do we even address it?
I don't think we are.
Right. And just for some history, because I go back, I'm maybe not as old as Sid, but I'm damn close. Henry Atkin Porter, when she ran for supervisor in the town of Brookhaven, she was the one that started the sign ordinances. And what it was all about, what I remember, was those silly little portable signs that they would come in with a trailer, tote them, and they were all over the place. They were like flashing lights. So as I say, it was good intentions, but then it gets to central plan is every nook and corner or cranny of telling you how to put a sign up. Come on, give me a break. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, does anybody else wish to be heard on the sign ordinance or the tenure of teaching of Mr. Sid Bell? Nobody. Okay, we're going to close the public hearing and leave it open for written comment until September 28th at 4:30 in the town clerk's office. And now we're going to open up for written comments on, public comments on resolutions.
And welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were a little nervous on our last go-around. This gentleman fact checks and proofreads all our resolutions. So, how your teachers read your stuff, and if there's something wrong, they circle it. This gentleman does that for us.
742.
Oh, way in the back.
Baiting Hollow Club residential subdivision. Is that 55 and over?
No, the town attorney is saying.
No.
No, it isn't.
This is the first, I come to all of these meetings. This is the first time I've ever heard of a residential subdivision in the Baiting Hollow Club.
No, this is the property that's situated to the east of the Baiting Hollow Club. It's a separate tax lot on Warner Drive where they have acreage that permits them to subdivide it to create residential homes.
And
When
it's
that
not
site plan
It's
was
not part of
approved,
Baiting Hollow Club.
this was on their site plan.
okay.
No, just to be clear, there was a site plan component which was for the Baiting Hollow Country Club, the clubhouse. There was also a residential
Right.
subdivision
Yes.
component.
Yes.
The residential subdivision component, there was a water key monies. The prior owner went defunct, and there's a new party that's looking to pursue it, so they're depositing a new set of water key monies. So that
Okay.
they can proceed forward.
When I read it, I thought it was part of the club, and my other concern was, is this going to set precedent for Cherry Creek and the Woods?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, but it'd be nice to get that water key money.
744. there's 744 and there's 745, which are two resolutions on the no left-hand turns out of 7-Eleven and TJ Maxx. And I was thinking about this tonight when I was sitting there. The reason for these two resolutions was safety, okay? Making a left-hand turn across a double lane. You're taking a single situation, one left-hand turn, and replacing it by five, well, in the 7-Eleven by 4 situations, and in the TJ Maxx by 5. Because now somebody that wants to go south on Roanoke has to make a right-hand turn out of TJ Maxx. That's the first one.
Go north on Roanoke.
North on Roanoke.
Wants to go north, I'm sorry. Makes a right-hand turn out of TJ Maxx. That's the first decision. Has to merge in with the traffic on the circle. That's the second. Has to merge in with the traffic on 58. That's the third.
But they can go around the traffic
Around the circle.
Yes, but every time they come to another intersection, that's another chance for an accident. So they now have to encounter cars going east on 58, encounter cars going north on Roanoke, coming into the circle, then encounter cars going west on 58 in the circle, to then get off. So you take one motion coming out of TJ Maxx to make a left and replace it by 5 decisions, 5 chances for an accident. Okay? In the 7-Eleven, you replace one move with 4.
Doesn't sound good when you say it that way.
Well, and it's adding traffic to the traffic circle, which is already a problem. So I think you should reconsider this. If you're truly looking at safety, you're taking a single move and replacing it with 5 merges. That's 5 chances of accidents. Okay?
But those 5 merges are safer.
No,
than
I
going
beg to
across
differ with you,
on a
John.
curve
I
and-
beg
and-
to differ with you, John. That traffic circle, particularly with some of the senior citizens, is very difficult. I've come into that traffic circle almost every day, and you see people shoot across. They don't know if they can make the move or not.
But you know what the problem?
This is really a dangerous situation
know
that
what?
you're going to create.
I think it's more dangerous, and I'm trying to be objective about this, because if you're in that 7-Eleven, you are so close to that traffic circle. If you're trying to make a left out of 7-Eleven to head north on Roanoke, you can't see the guy on the back side of that traffic circle. And if he or she is coming quickly and you're kind of going out slowly, there's a chance for an accident.
Okay.
There's
And
no
not-
visibility.
Sean, to tell you the truth, when I was reading this, the first one that I was commenting on was coming out of TJ Maxx. And that's when I counted how many interactions you have going around the circle. And then I said to myself, I need to back up one more resolution, because 7-Eleven is the same situation. It's just that it's only 4. So, I mean, my original concern was coming out of TJ Maxx, but they both hold true. You're taking a single move, and in one case replacing it with 4 moves, and in the other one with 5. So if you're really concerned about safety, I think you should revisit it.
What I'm saying, I go through that traffic circle maybe 7 times a day. And I don't see what you see there. But I see people coming down Roanoke Avenue on the right turn lane to go into the traffic circle, looking to the west or to the east and see if anybody's coming around it. And they do not see the traffic that's pulling out of 7-Eleven. And that's what I'm concerned about, is that people pulling out of 7-Eleven and going across that lane where the guy is looking this direction and they're pulling out.
Okay, let me ask a question. How many accidents have we had, people exiting TJ Maxx going north on Roanoke? Okay?
Well, it's, you have the exit from TJ Maxx and you have the exit from 7-Eleven. So if you have somebody leaving 7-Eleven that's heading north, and then you have the person that's parallel to them heading south at the same time, and then you have people that are heading north making a left into the 7-Eleven, I mean, it's really, the whole intersection is wrong, and I agree with Jim, what he said last time, that we should be putting a median in the middle. you
Right,
know,
yes.
all the way through those aprons so that people can't make a left-hand turn when they're headed north coming out of the circle into the 7-Eleven or the TJ Maxx, because that's really the problem, I think.
Okay. I agree with you, it's not a good situation. But consider what I just said. I think from a safety point of view, you're not making it any better because of the traffic you're adding to the circle and the fact that they have those 5 merges to now deal with. And I
Yeah, but
rest
you know
my
what?
case.
I go to that 7-Eleven, I get my coffee, and when I do, I exit onto Route 58. I don't exit onto Roanoke Avenue to go around the traffic circle, and I'm afraid
go
to make
north.
a left there. I'm afraid to make a left there to go north. I'm afraid that I'm going to hit somebody that's darting across the street going to the hospital, or that someone's going to be coming out of TJ Maxx. So I exit.
Okay, let me ask a question. Did anybody consider maybe closing the exit on 7-Eleven and letting them go out the TJ Maxx exit?
Yeah, we talked about
That's
Cross
shared-
easement?
We talked about that.
We did talk about that.
I mean, that might be a better solution.
I'd like to see it one way into TJ Maxx and you have to utilize the light on 58 to get back onto traffic.
Yeah.
Well,
use
don't
That
even
might
talk
that might be better too, except for one thing. You have a lot of trucks that use that roadway to deliver and then exit out onto Roanoke.
Well, it'd be one way, I think it'd be one way in. Just
If you,
can't come out.
if you remember, we used to be one way,
That's where it should
and
be.
then they changed that to 2 ways again. It was 2 way, they changed it to 1 way, and then they changed it back to 2 ways again.
Should be one way in.
You
Okay.
see?
Well,
All right.
just consider it a safety issue.
Okay.
What else?
That's
we got?
it.
It's good discussion, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else
Where were
wish
we
to
at
be
the
heard
public
on
hearing?
resolutions? Not seeing anybody. Matt? No? Not.
He's going to complain about
Matt Hadoff.
How you doing, Matt?
Okay, I'm sure you're not surprised that I'm here.
You're always here.
Resolution 728, temporary deputy tax receiver's office. Sean, you and I had a discussion about this. I really haven't had too much discussion with the rest of the board, but if you guys pass this resolution, I'll be filing paperwork tomorrow morning, just so you know.
We'll work it out. Thank you.
Sure, and I do have one other comment. 749, the fourth whereas says demanded additional payment for extended overhead and inefficiency costs.
Oh, yeah.
Is the $483,000 or the $679,299 that they demanded payment, is that the additional payment over and above the contract, or was that the total amount that was due them?
Both numbers were the final payment to final out the job.
Okay, so it's not the additional payment. Because the fourth whereas says, whereas due to the aforementioned unforeseen site conditions, RCC has under threat taken legal action, demanded additional payment for extended overhead and inefficiency costs.
That
And-
was part of their claim for the 679. That's how they arrived at the 679. They were claiming that due to the delays with respect to
So
the
that's the
project.
additional payment over and above what was originally contracted?
That was an additional amount that they were looking for outside the contract, correct? But that was inclusive of what they were otherwise due to get. So I mean, the 679 was the 400 something that was properly set forth in the various change orders. But they also were looking for, I think it was something like 279,000 in inefficiency and delays.
Well, let me ask a question. When we sign contracts like this and we do change orders, don't we associate a dollar figure with every change order
Yes.
before we approve it?
Yes.
So then when we got to the end of the project, then whatever they were asking for, there shouldn't have been any contention about it because we've already approved the pieces every time we did a change order, right?
Yes.
So
In
then what
theory,
was-
yes.
Sal? You're right.
Thank you.
Nobody else wants to hear us talking resolutions. I didn't realize that the Weeblos would like a picture with the town board, so we're gonna break for a second, take a picture, so they can go home, because they got school tomorrow.
Look
Yeah,
at
we're
them.
gonna go right into
They're on the edge of their seats
They wanna line up behind us?
to go home.
Do you wanna line up? Now they're not gonna see.
You
them
wanna
all
be up-
these
you
parents.
wanna
They're not
line up
gonna-
behind us?
They're not gonna get over these.
That would be great.
No, I don't think
Okay.
you're gonna see them beyond.
Well, you just,
Chairs back.
Back.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll put them all in front.
All right, come on up, guys.
Come on up.
Come on up here.
You want a mallet?
It's
Come
the
on,
gal.
Macaulay. Culkin, get up
Come in. You guys get
This young man's grandfather was famous here.
You guys go right in here.
there. Slide on down.
Go ahead.
You live in Bating Hollow.
Straighten out that cap, young man.
Sing into the mic.
Go ahead.
Not you. Straighten out that cap. There you go.
Now we get this young lady. You can stand me right over here. Hey, we got a couple more young men.
There we go.
Okay?
You need a nice wide angle lens, sir.
There you go.
All right, smile from the
All
camera.
right.
If you can't see the camera, they can't see you.
It's hard to know what camera you're looking at.
Okay? All pictures taken?
I see some teeth.
Smile.
Boy, smile.
Stand up straight and nice.
Say
Okay.
citizenship.
All right, guys, go
Very
home,
good.
go to bed.
Thank you.
We got school tomorrow.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, guys.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Mr.
coming
Walter.
out.
Thank you.
Take care, gentlemen.
Good. Well, I was really looking forward to the answer with the supervisor.
That's right. See?
You never had a chance to answer the question.
We're still trying to
I'm
figure
trying to
that
figure it
out.
out.
Mr. Walter, can he ask one question?
Yeah, what's the question?
Sean,
Sean
Sean Mackey? Sean,
Sean, what's your question?
Okay. Oh, wait.
come up to the mic.
Here, come up here to the mic.
Yeah.
We have one more question.
Why did you want to be town? Oh, God.
You forgot.
Yeah.
Why did I want to be town supervisor?
Yeah.
God made me do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, young man. All right, we're going to do resolutions.
Thank you very
My
much.
wife has just emailed me by text and said the lights are out at my house. Can I come home? I said,
That's going to the store?
yeah.
We lost power earlier today.
So my
That's
wi-
because of the storm, I guess.
yeah.
Win today, we're all Weeblos.
Well, if we lose power here, I don't think Ken ever got this room on generator. So
Okay.
you have to talk.
Yeah, they got an old one.
Yeah, but it's not hooked up. All right, Diane, let's start calling.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yep, absolutely.
Good night.
Let's get
You
started.
guys have a nice night,
Thank you.
okay?
Good night.
Resolution 719.
Resolution 719 ratifies Business Improvement District budget adjustment. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
No.
No. Resolution adopted. Resolution 720.
Highway District budget adjustment, so moved.
And seconded.
Yes.
I said and seconded. Oh, moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
I'm sorry. Now I
It's appropriated funds.
transfer to highway.
Shit's supposed to his reserves.
No, because I don't remember which one that one was. So no.
So you're voting no.
It's
Okay.
a chip store.
Resolution adopted.
Fund balance.
Resolution 721.
Auction of town's disposed assets.
So moved.
No. So
And
moved.
seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please. I'll get it on the next one.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 722.
Riverhead Scavenger Waste District budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 723.
Solid Waste Management Plan budget adjustment. So moved.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
The engineers saved us a lot of money in our solid waste, and so this is a small price to pay for the $1 million that the town saved in garbage pickup. I'll say yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 724.
2012 Police Grant Computer Equipment Budget Adoption, so moved.
And seconded.
Got it again?
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 725.
Ratifies the attendance of one police department employee to the drug recognition expert training. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 726.
Approves leave of absence for military reasons for a police department employee. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 727.
Terminates a part-time police officer. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 728.
Appoints a temporary deputy tax receiver, so moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 729.
That's you.
Appoints a temporary part-time groundskeeper. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 730.
Authorizes the attendance of police department employee to Council for Unity training. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 731.
Clarifies action and declares lead agency on change of zone petition of Generac Associates LLC and refers petition to the planning board. So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Yes.
Wooten. Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 732.
Extends a bid contract for truck parts with Long Island Truck Parts Incorporated, so moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 733.
Authorization to publish advertisement for paint for the town of Riverhead.
So moved.
So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 734.
Authorization to publish advertisement for sporting goods for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 735.
Appoints a call and recreational aid 1 to the recreation department. So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 736.
Appoints a call and recreation aid 1 to the recreation department, so moved.
And seconded. Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 737.
Appoints a recreation specialist level 1 to the recreation department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 738.
Appoints a calling clerk to the recreation department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 739.
Appoints a recreational aid 1, level 1 to the recreation department. So move.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 740.
It awards bid for sanitary sewer rehabilitation contract number RDSD TBM.09.18.12 for the sewer construction Riverhead Sewer District. So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
I hate saying so moved when we talk about sewer stuff. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 741.
Approves Chapter 90 application of Robert Castaldi, Suffolk Theater, East End Arts Meeting, September 20th, 2012. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Did we get this, I saw the fire marshal down here today, was that all squared away?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure it's all squared away yet, but we're still moving in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Suffice it to say the
And I
fire
just
marshal-
want to say something about the Suffolk Theater. He wants to be open.
What?
By New Year's Eve and have a New Year's Eve party there. So he's moving along, and I have to thank him because he's really moving now. See, we're supporting him.
Absolutely.
And this resolution does say that it's subject to the approval of the fire safety
Right.
inspection by the
that's-
fire marshal.
Yeah, right. Public comes first. Okay.
You ready for the vote?
Yep.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
What? Did we vote on it already?
No.
Yeah, which one are we
Yes.
on the Derby?
We're on, oh, wait a minute.
742.
We never called 742.
No, we didn't, you're right.
No,
No,
we
John
didn't call.
ran off on, right.
So, call 742?
Resolution 742.
That's you, Jody.
Accepts irrevocable standby letter of credit of Darby Group Company as a water key money fees for the Baiting Hollow Club residential subdivision. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 743.
Accepts performance security of Darby Group Companies Incorporated Bait and Howell Club Residential Subdivision. So moved.
Seconded.
So moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 744.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 101 entitled Vehicles of Traffic of Riverhead Town Code 101-7 Turns. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please. I was going to go for it.
Giglio.
It's the best thing for now, and we're going to have to work on that intersection. Yes.
Wooten.
The man's thinking.
I don't think it's the right solution.
Is that what that was?
I think so.
Thinking?
No.
I told you.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 745.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 101 entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
No.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 746.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 108 entitled Zoning of the Code of the Town of Riverhead, Parking Schedule 108, Attachment 1. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
This is housekeeping. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 747.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 64 entitled Fire Prevention of the Code of the Town of Riverhead. So moved.
And I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 748.
This approves additional temporary special event signs and waives sign fee for Chapter 90 application of the Rivet Foundation for Marine Research and Preservation for the 5K run for Ridley, October 20th, 2012. So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 749.
Authorizes settlement with Railroad Construction Corporation, RCC, regarding rail spur rehabilitation. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 750.
Authorizes an appraisal for real property located at 540 East Main Street, Riverhead, New York, known as the East Lawn Building, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-129-3-35.2. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 751.
Authorizes bow hunting for deer on town property. It's just wrong. It's not deer, is it? It's,
What is it gonna do? Buffalo?
Is it deer? Of the town property at Enterprise Park at Calverton, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-135-1-7.33 et al. And 1751 Sound Avenue, Calverton, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-60-1-2 from October 8th to December 2nd, 2012 inclusive.
Jim?
Did he move it?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
My question is this the first time I've seen this 1751 Sound Avenue? Is that the Esposito property
Yeah.
that's been
Yes, right.
reserved for open space? Is there any conditions on that?
We did it last year.
We did
Did
that
they hunt on it
last
last year?
Yeah, they hunted on last year.
Where did they park?
Probably,
'Cause that's the
on
problem
that
we had
one
with
driveway
using it.
right there. They only let one or two people in there,
Yeah.
I think.
All right. Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 752.
Stops a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute an agreement to provide the county of Suffolk with assurance related to the dredging of Meeting House Creek located within the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded, moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 753.
Approves Chapter 90 application of Riverhead MTAS Inc. Dog Costume Parade Contest, October 6th, 2012. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 754.
Authorizes change order number 2, interim and permanent treatment at well number 17-1, contract G, general and mechanical construction, Riverhead Water District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 755.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 101 entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the River Town Code, 101-4 One-Way Streets. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
I'd like to make a motion to table 756, 757, 758, and 759,
And I second that.
57, 58,
760.
So
And I
five
second all those.
Moved and seconded, vote please to table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 756, 757, 758, 759, and 760 have been tabled. Resolution 761.
Motion
Pay
to pay
bills.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Okay.
We have two off the floor?
Two
or
off
one
the floor.
Yes, we
Bruce.
do. I have authorizes participation in development of Suffolk County
Yes, that's
multi-jurisdictional.
762.
762.
All right,
And
this
Bob,
is-
you said you may have another one now for
Yeah,
House?
which is 763 for the
We don't-
MTS.
We don't have copies.
I handed them up.
Oh, I never got mine.
Yeah. 763.
Well, you never gave it to me.
Oh, you never gave it yet?
You want another one?
Okay.
Okay.
I make a motion, we take
760.
762 and 763 off the floor.
Second. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 762 and 763 are taken off the floor.
762.
So, Resolution 762.
762 authorizes participation in the development of a Suffolk County multi-jurisdictional comprehensive debris management plan. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 763.
Approves use of municipal facility by Riverhead MTAS Inc. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Okay. Is there anybody that wishes to discuss anything that's on their minds tonight? Not seeing anybody. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn town board meeting. So
All in
moved.
favor? Aye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I gotta get home. My wife texted me. She's
That's
like,
right.
the lights
No
are out.